Good morning. Welcome to Morning Devotions. I am running late this morning with no excuse except that I'm running late, and it may be the theme of the day. um, we're continuing in Ezekiel, and surprise, surprise, we're reading about judgment against the people of Israel, who are both the house of Judah and the house of Israel. And they are called a rebellious house. So let's just hear some more of this reading that um, includes much judgment for the folks. God's message came to me. Son of man, you're living with a bunch of rebellious people. They have eyes but don't see a thing. They have ears but don't hear a thing. They're rebels all. So, son of man, pack up your exile duffel bags. Leave in broad daylight, with everyone watching, and go off, as if into exile. Maybe then they'll understand what's going on, rebels though they are. You'll take up your baggage while they watch, a bundle of the bare necessities of someone going into exile. And toward evening, leave, just like a person going off into exile. As they watch, dig through the wall of the house and carry your bundle through it. In full sight of the people, put the bundle on your shoulder and walk out into the night. Cover your face so you won't have to look at what you'll never see again. I'm using you as a sign for the family of Israel. I did exactly as he commanded me. I got my stuff together and brought it out into the street where everyone could see me, bundled it up the way someone being taken off into exile would, and then, as the sun went down, made a hole in the wall of the house with my hands. As it grew dark and as they watched, I left, throwing my bundle across my shoulders. The next morning, God spoke to me. Son of man, when anyone in Israel, that bunch of rebels, asks you, what are you doing? Tell them, God, the Master, says that this message especially concerns the prince in Jerusalem, Zedekiah, but includes all the people of Israel. Also tell them, I am drawing a picture for you. As I am now doing, it will be done to all the people of Israel. They will go into exile as captives. The prince will put his bundle on his shoulders in the dark and leave. He'll dig through the wall of the house, covering his face so he won't have to look at the land he'll never see again. But I'll make sure he gets caught and is taken to Babylon. Blinded, he'll never see the land in which he'll die. I'll scatter to the four winds those who helped him escape, along with his troops, and many will die in battle. They'll realize that I am God when I scatter them among the foreign countries. I'll permit a few of them to escape the killing, starvation, and deadly sickness, so that they can confess among the foreign countries, all the disgusting obscenities they've been involved in. They will realize that I am God. God's message came to me. Son of man, eat your meals, shaking in your boots. Drink your water, trembling with fear. Tell the people of this land, everyone living in Jerusalem and Israel, God's message. You'll eat your meals shaking in your boots and drink your water in terror, because your land is going to be stripped bare as punishment for the brutality rampant in it. All the cities and villages will be emptied out and the fields destroyed. Then you'll realize that I am God. God's message came to me. Son of man, what's this proverb making the rounds in the land of Israel that says, everything goes on the same as ever? All the prophetic warnings are false alarms? Tell them, God the Master says, this proverb's going to have a short life. Tell them, time's about up. Every warning is about to come true. False alarms and easygoing preaching are a thing of the past in the life of Israel. I, God, am doing the speaking. What I say happens. None of what I say is on hold. What I say, I'll do. And soon, you rebels, decree of God the Master. God's message came to me. Son of man, do you hear what Israel is saying? That the alarm the prophet raises is for a long time off? That he's preaching about the far-off future? Well, tell them. God the Master says, nothing of what I say is on hold. What I say happens. Decree of God, the Master. Chapter 13, titled People Who Love Listening to Lies. Doesn't sound good, does it? God's message came to me. Son of man, preach against the prophets of Israel who are making things up out of their own heads and calling it prophesying. Preach to them the real thing. Tell them, listen to God's message. God, the Master, pronounces doom on the empty-headed prophets who do their own thing and know nothing of what's going on. Your prophets, Israel, are like jackals scavenging through the ruins. They haven't lifted a finger to repair the defenses of the city and have risked nothing to help Israel stand on God's day of judgment. All they do is fantasize comforting illusions and preach lying sermons. They say, God says, when God hasn't so much as breathed in their direction. And yet they stand around thinking that something they said is going to happen. Haven't you fantasized sheer nonsense? Aren't your sermons tissues of lies saying, God says, when I've done nothing of the kind? Therefore, and this is the message of God the Master, remember, I'm dead set against prophets who substitute illusions for visions and use sermons to tell lies. I'm going to ban them from the council of my people, remove them from membership in Israel, and outlaw them from the land of Israel. Then you'll realize that I am God, the Master. The fact is, they've lied to my people. They've said, no problem, everything's just fine, when things are not all fine. When people build a wall, they're right behind them, slapping on whitewash. Tell those who are slapping on the whitewash, when a torrent of rain comes and the hailstones crash down and the hurricane sweeps in and the wall collapses, what's the good of the whitewash that you slapped on so liberally, making it look so good? And that's exactly what'll happen. I, God, the Master, says so. I'll let the hurricane of my wrath loose, a torrent of my hailstone anger. I'll make that wall you slapped with whitewash collapse. I'll level it to the ground so that only the foundation stones will be left. And in the ruin, you'll all die. You'll realize then that I am God. I'll dump my wrath on that wall, all of it, and on those who plastered it with whitewash. I'll say to them, there is no wall. And those who did such a good job of whitewashing it wasted their time. Those prophets of Israel who preached to Jerusalem and announced all their visions, telling us things were just fine when they weren't all fine? Decree of God, the Master. And the women prophets, Son of Man, take your stand against the women prophets who make up stuff out of their own minds. Oppose them. Say doom to the women who sew magic bracelets and headscarves to suit every taste, devices to trap souls. Say, will you kill the souls of my people? Use living souls to make yourselves rich and popular? You have profaned me among my people just to get ahead of yourselves, used me to make yourselves look good, killing souls who should never have died and coddling souls who shouldn't live. You lied to people who love listening to lies. Therefore, God says, I'm against all the devices and techniques you use to hunt down souls. I'll rip them out of your hands. I'll free the souls you're trying to catch. I'll rip your magic bracelets and scarves to shreds and deliver my people from your influence so they'll no longer be victimized by you. That's how you'll come to realize that I am God. Because you've confounded and confused good people, unsuspecting and innocent people with your lies. And because you've made it easy for others to persist in evil so that it wouldn't even dawn on them to turn to me so I could save them. As of now, you're finished. No more delusion mongering from you. No more sermonic lies. I'm going to rescue my people from your clutches, and you'll realize that I am God. So a couple of things based on these chapters. One, I was reminded of an old story going around, probably some of the sermon illustration stories that go around, about the place where, probably a bar where people came and there was a piano there and different musicians were invited to come and play for folks as they were dining. And the musicians kept complaining to the owner that the piano was terrible. It was so out of tune. It needed to be tuned. Well, instead, the owner painted the piano. That's pretty much what God is saying, that we don't get to the heart of the problem. You know, in our churches, we talk about that we don't have enough people coming, but maybe it's that we are not sharing the story of God's love, God's grace, the story of the way that Christ lays out before us, this way of love, and not just love, but extravagant, extraordinary, powerful, unconditional, no strings attached, as it might be said, love. And it's when we start living that as Christians, as church, that people will want to become a part of that and will want to journey with us as we stumble along. We don't do it perfectly, that's for sure. But people will be compelled to come with us. We need to pay attention to that. The other will come if we're doing things right. And it might not be sitting in the pews on Sunday morning. It might be a weeknight prayer and service group. It might be a group that comes together for support and then finds a way to reach out to others who might have been struggling in the same way. There are endless possibilities, endless. If you want to dream with me, you know you can call me. If you want to dream with folks in your congregation, even better. Gather some folks that just want to pray and dream about what God might be doing in your midst that is real, not just painting the piano, not just whitewashing the house. Let's pray together. God, we thank you so much that you have gifted us, given us everything we need to be about partnering with you in building a kingdom of loving, compassionate souls. I pray, God, that you will help us to join hands and hearts with one another so that we can truly live out your love in such a way that others may come to know you. Amen. Just some music from Wendell Kimbrough and a friend so that you may pray about how God's calling you today to respond to this. I pray that you find amazing ways to gather together in groups for prayerful, loving support of one another in living out this life of love that we're called to. Amen.